Hello everyone and welcome back. Sure, things might have been looking good for Golden Guardians at the beginning, but that end of the game was all Dignitas there. That was a strong way to end off that first game, but that's for later. We're going to take that step back, we're going to cool down for a little bit, and we're going to play some games. Sound good, guys?
All right, well, let's do it.
For it.
I'm always in for games.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Games. I'm ready for it.
All right, let's tell the story of Dignitas up against Golden Guardians the best way I know how. It is time for Pictionary. So, I'm going to draw something related to the game that we just saw, maybe a little bit outside of it. That's a hint for question number 1, by the way. And I'm going to draw a scenario, a scene, something that happened, and you two are going to guess on it. Just shout out your answer. Whoever gets it right first gets the point. I have 5 questions, so we don't have to debate on who's the winner here. We'll have a clean-cut winner at the end. All right?
Okay, let's go.
That's way too
right.
way too easy. The rules are
Crazy.
way too easy. Yeah.
All right.
Cubby's confident.
I got this.
I know, right? I love the confidence.
Watch me mess up the
because
rules
that's
here.
something to shatter. All right. All right. We're gonna.
I just see Sierra's drawing skills now too.
Yeah,
So,
no, I like this. This is good. As I mess around in Procreate every once in a while. This is better than what I can do.
something outside of the game. That's a chair. Oh, it's the dig summoning circle.
phrasing. Okay, yeah, you nailed it first.
Let's go. Yeah, it is the summoning circle. They got their win. The circle worked. That's all I'm gonna say.
We're just all adding it up to the circle. Maybe they, I feel like instead of Diggy being in the center there, if Dignitas Soch teams like hearing this, they should just put Corky in the middle. I feel like Corky was really the centerpiece.
No, that's.
Yeah.
I think that is like that. That was the win for this one. The problem is then you give away that strat, then teams just start banning it constantly. You never find your win, right? It's
Don't
double-edged
worry
sword.
about it. Insanity's got others. We're good.
I mean,
true,
if they're
that's true.
always banning Quirky, that gives you the opportunity to just absolutely use another champion in that slot.
Hey,
So.
we saw a
That
Singe
is
ban
big
last
brain.
night in LCK for Singe
I
support.
know.
Yeah, it was wild.
And
Good
this is, by the way,
times.
as somebody who's been a Singed main since like season 2, this is the greatest timeline of all time. So I'm very happy.
The
You're
hen
living the
Singe
dream
support.
right now.
Yeah.
Hey man, I was
All
playing
right.
it in like season 9. Anyway, sorry.
No. We're chilling. This is the chance to just vibe out a little bit. Especially, we'll let you have your moments of happiness because currently Cubby is leading in the game so far.
I
so.
know.
All right, moving on into the next one. You can really see the brilliant shapes here.
Your art skills or paint skills are like 50 times better than mine. So I have mad respect for this. Oh boy.
This
It's not a
this is-
keyboard.
this is
Otherwise
a-
you fill in all the keys.
This is a finish line. I'm just gonna give that one to you two
Oh my
because
gosh.
I really cannot be.
You're doing the checkered stripes. Okay.
It's got to go.
Finish line.
Golden Guardians
Getting
couldn't get
across
to
the
the
finish line?
finish line.
But this okay. I mean, but the package kind of moves like in like a line like the finish line. So maybe this is GG not getting to the finish line. They missed it, or
They didn't snowball. They didn't
They
secure
didn't-
the bag.
they did not secure the bag. Oh man.
All right, let's think earlier on in the game, okay?
Gold?
Let's give it.
Gold.
Let's give it- let's
So
give
this
it
is
a hint
GG
there.
with the gold. The finish line is above them, or is
They were
later
ahead
on.
early.
Yeah, there we go.
Ah, all right.
Is that,
there,
is that
there
the
we go.
thing? Oh man, I thought that was too obvious. Okay.
Hey,
I'm bad at this game.
We're telling the story, okay? And it's never too obvious. Just say it. But yeah, that is the Golden Guardian gold lead that they had
nice
for
bag.
a good chunk of the game. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Dignitas, as you can tell by the poor, not having said lead. So
Yeah,
I mean that was a good start for Golden Guardians.
Yeah.
I like it too, just because I know that like Array sent in a picture that he drew for one of Mazel's picture bits, and it
no.
was him farming gold off of minions. So I feel like GG holding that bag. I just want to picture that being Array, like made the big early game play. Maybe didn't kill the minions, but killed some champions to get some of that early gold.
I will have to say, Pyra, I liked your GG not securing the bag.
Well, yeah, but Cubby said it like half a second before me, and I was like, oh, but yeah,
I
We're
like
just on the
I
same
like the
page. We're on the same
phrasing.
page.
I know.
Yeah.
It's good caster sync.
You got to secure the bag.
Good caster. Good caster synergy. Well, Cubby has 2 now, so
I
unless
have-
he was
I
going to
have to
snowball
make a
this
play.
game. All
Have
right.
to make a play. You're in Golden Guardian
Play.
shoes. Or no, I'm in Golden Guardian shoes. You could be Corki in this matchup.
That's
You
true,
could
I
outscale
could.
me. Yeah.
I could package Valkyrie for sure.
I think this is where you'll really see the.
Okay, we're bringing out the color from the very beginning, so I'm very excited for this.
Oh, it's a
one.
Velociraptor.
It's or maybe just regular raptors. I don't know. I was like, is there a Renekton last game? There wasn't. That is a dinosaur of some kind or a dragon. It's a dragon. All right. Is it mountain dragon? Because it's
Dragon kick?
reddish. Dragon. That is a dog maybe. That is a puppy. That is an adorable puppy.
That is a cute puppy. Where are we
On a
going with
rock.
this?
On
Oh wait, that's
on
Corki.
a package. Yeah, okay, so it's the package into the dragon. Was it that dragon fight where they chased down everybody and split the focus on Acadian? Did I get one? Did I actually get a
you
point?
did.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All
Also,
right,
can we just focus a second on this puppy? This is
That's
Yeah.
good handiwork.
I like the
really nice
interpretation of
handiwork.
Corki
Yeah.
as a puppy because Corki also has a skin where he rides.
It was the Corki
Yes.
Corgi that game. Another
Yes.
tongue twister. Yeah.
also the best skin in the game. I'm not.
It's a strong
I'll
contender.
Okay.
It just is. It just is. I'll
Okay,
say it how
I
it
respect
is.
it.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
mean
a
that
cat
was
skin.
a fair. I mean it's cute, but I feel like that was a big fight too because at that point I feel like that was the moment where everything at Golden Guardians had built up. That was the moment it kind of was it was the breaking point. You know, that was the tip of the iceberg. That's when you get to the top of the hill and you fall down. Like they can back after that.
100% agree. Again,
Yeah.
once Corki gets a gold lead, it's really tough to deal with. You can never really set up for neutrals on even footing. And Dignitas and Insanity, they played it out correctly. They never allowed Golden Guardians to get map advantage again. So really good stuff.
Yeah, solid positioning. They use the hex gates extremely well as well. So let's see what we got for this one.
All right. We go back to the.
This is another finish line.
Another one. Oh no.
I think it could be a gold graph, but maybe not this game's gold graph.
Oh no, someone died.
Someone's dead. Another person is.
Is that the bag drops?
That might be the bag. Oh, okay. All right. Someone else is looking to pick up the bag.
Bag dropped is close enough, honestly.
All right.
This is the moment where GG they lost that gold lead. They had lost every advantage they had, and the Dignitas started taking away their opportunity to make it to that finish line. Because as soon as Golden Guardians fell, they were on their way, and they honestly speedrunned that last end of that game there. As soon as they got the advantage, they're in the clear.
Yeah, it feels like on the durability patch, I'd much rather be the tortoise than the hare. Other patches in the past, sometimes I'd rather be the hare. This time around, though, Slow and Steady wins the race, and that seems to be the case for Dig.
That slow of games, right? I mean, I feel like it's the ramp at the end. That's really like it's like the tortoise is a tortoise until like 25 minutes, and then you just like strap like a rocket pack on.
Turns into like a mutant turtle and
yeah, exactly.
Just pops off.
It's an evolution, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Yes, the ultimate collab of League of Legends out here. All right, final question we have.
One more. We got one more.
I gotta redeem myself. I got
all
one
the
point.
marbles.
I have to at
all
least
the
get
marbles.
close to Cubby.
You have to
Prep
at
up.
least.
Okay, we're starting out with a nice like purple
circle
sort of color. This is great. Oh wait, okay, hold on.
Oh,
Is it
that's a Baron.
claw?
That's
a wave. That's an angry wave, probably from a
Oh.
Nami. I don't know
That's
which
clever.
one though.
That's clever.
Or it's Baron. It could be Baron, to be honest.
Is this is this the all-in after? Oh, Acadian can't steal Baron.
It's the Baron.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
You got it a little bit further. This was just gonna be
Like poor
Dignitas just having a good time, and Acadian just looking on like, I wish that could be me. It is not me. Just watching
It's
the
like the
entire team.
SpongeBob
Try to get in
game.
the pit.
Acadian's like sitting on the outside looking in. He's Squidward and the rest of.
Didn't he die
Golden
after
Guardians
that
aren't anywhere near
too? He
Yeah,
lost
chased
they
him down, too.
They kind of full sent it, which they had to do, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate.
Yeah.
Poor
I like
guy.
your Baron drawing. Like I thought it was a Nami wave, but then of course I missed the purple.
Thank you.
But
If it was an angry tidal wave, that would have been really funny too. But it is an Ice Baron. This is much better word out skills than what I have. That's for
I
sure.
got tripped
Thank
out
you,
because
thank
he only
you.
has 2 eyes. That was the thing that got me. But I really do like it. I think the shape, the vibe of Baron, you really captured.
I mean, I have so many things I have to draw in such a small amount of time. I can't be focused on the details, like the amount of eyes.
Fair.
I gotta be moving on. I couldn't even
Spit out
draw
the
all the
concept.
members of Dignitas before you guessed it. So, all right, that's my bad. But congratulations, Cubby. Let's go.
GG's.
We take those. You know what? We got
Yeah.
two other games today, so we'll have
Yeah.
to see how those go.
I'm
but
coming for you, Cubby.
I know
Like,
it's off to a good start.
This is the start.
Ooh,
Yeah. Now I'm getting
bonus
serious.
round though. Bonus round. This is
bonus
one
round.
chance. This is
Okay.
one. This is one that might be a little bit more personal
Off the
to you.
script.
So,
All right.
What do we have?
Another unhappy face.
Uh-oh.
Single eye. There's a
Oh,
cloud.
no,
There's
no.
oh, this is a
Oh,
storm.
no.
This is a storm that knocked out Desrix's power and brought me in that I definitely didn't have anything to do with.
this poor Desirux. So
Yeah.
sad. Can't be
Send some
here.
energy,
That's what's up.
Eric's way, guys. You know, send him some love.
Send him
in
the
chat.
good
Please do.
vibes.
Yeah, send him the good vibes.
All right. Well, that was a good time. Good guesses, even though the drawings weren't that fantastic. But it's time now
Oh,
to get
they
a
were
new
great.
story. Oh, thank you. Time to head back into Champ Select, get our game underway. Let's go, guys.
All right, we are in to pick and ban, swapping our sides around. Dignitas Academy on the blue side. We've got the Talia band away, followed by the Zeri once again.
So, side swap here for the side of Dig. I think that Dig still prioritizes that Lucian over the Callista. I've also seen them playing quite a few Senna lanes. And wondering how Golden Guardian is going to end up switching that up, as I think that the Callista for Array, again, in the earlier stages, Array made a big play. And Dignitas, I guess that play was big enough where they just don't want to deal with that Callista. I think that now that Callista's off the table, if I'm Golden Guardians, I have to really think about taking away Lucian, Wukong, and or Senna. And you can only take away two. So I think it's going to be decision time here for Golden Guardians. What are you going to give up to, Dig?
Yeah, I think this is a tough bind they've kind of put themselves in. So they're letting the timer really tick down before they actually decide. So we will get that answer. It is going to be the Senna. I believe they did the same thing last time around. But yeah, I'm a little worried if the Wukong ends up going through once more. I know XU has quite an affinity there, and it has been a strong champion. So back over to Dignitas Academy. Is there anything else you think from their last comp that they want to focus on? Or you think that Callista was really pretty much it?
Callista's probably going to be it. If I'm Dignitas now, I don't ban out Wukong or Lucian, most likely. I'm looking to get one of those with my first pick. And I'm going to force Golden Guardians to leave both up. And yeah, that Lulu ban tells me that that's going to take away an Aphelios Lulu option into the Lucian. So I actually really like that ban from the side of Dig. And I think this puts a lot of pressure on Golden Guardians to take that Lucian away from Spawn, who is now 3-2 on the champion, and coming into today had a 7 KDA on the Lucian. So I think Golden Guardians, seeing those two bans, say, you know what, we don't have anything else to play into that Lucian lane. We're going to take that away and then give Dignitas over that power pick in the Wukong.
Yeah, so the Wukong comes through. We'll have to see what the answer is for Golden Guardians out of the jungle. With so much focus on the bot side, you have to wonder if they're going to go for that early rotation as well. No Lucian Nami, no Senna Kench, no Callista.
Easily
So
seen
yeah, I
Ezreal
mean,
here.
like you look at the pool, Ezreal could come through. I mean, like apart from that, it's we've seen like Aphelios maybe, but it is going to be that Ezreal lock-in for Array, and I wonder if they fill out their bot lane here or they opt to try and match.
Karma's an
jungle.
option. Viego's an option. We've seen some Kindred into the Wukong, but it will be the Viego. So we'll see if they end up picking up Karma on the back half. One of the better matchups into the Ezreal is still the Kai'Sa, and I think Kai'Sa's still really good this patch, or pretty good this patch, but really good in the Ezreal still. I think we've seen some of the teams pilot it really well, and I'm curious. I think one of the comps that Kai'Sa plus Dignitas could really struggle into is if Golden Guardians were going to go for something like Ezreal plus Corki, because that's just way too much poke to deal with if you are able to navigate that. But I think for the side of GG, they're going to feel a lot of pressure now to take something like a Karma or like a Tahm Kench to defend against this Kai'Sa Nautilus lane.
Absolutely, and yeah, you mentioned the Corki pickup. I was wondering if GGA are going to go for that last rotation counter pick in the mid lane because of how good Insanity did, but they are going to actually opt for the Corki blind, which means they'll save their counter pick for concept.
So for Golden Guardians, it's kind of a swap. Last game, we saw Golden Guardians play that very early game focused composition. Ezreal, Corki, that's all about the later stages, all about getting to the evolved mirror mana and then poking out enemy teams from there. Whereas Dig, they do have ways to engage. They have a Nautilus, they have a Wukong. If they are able to, snowball this game forward, Kai'Sa can shred the backline of Golden Guardians. So I think Golden Guardians is going to take away some things that could speed up the pace of the game. I really like the Twisted Fate ban. I would also like to see them take away the Ahri from Insanity or LeBlanc. I think LB might be the better choice to take away, as I think that's something that Insanity is more likely to play into the Corki. We haven't seen Ahri out of him yet this split. Whereas on the side of Dig, I actually like the Braum ban. I feel like Braum's really respectful in the fact they have 3 auto attackers already.
Yeah, I think what Golden Guardians have done to set themselves up for here now does mean that they just want to stop Insanity from making like a lot of those fast roaming plays. I think LeBlanc makes a lot of sense, or would an Ahri, so we'll have to see if it's going to be one of those two. It's actually neither. It's the Kassadin. They don't want to have to deal with that as the game goes on, so they're going to deny the take your daughter to work comp.
I like the Kassadin ban in the Corki. It's actually a really good matchup for Kassadin. You get out for free. And Kassadin getting out of lanes for free is not something you want to see or deal with. So we'll see if they end up taking away the Tahm Kench or the Karma. And surprisingly enough, actually neither. It's going to be the Rakan taken away from Chime. I'm fully expecting that we see a support pick here out of Golden Guardians. I'm expecting something like the likes of Karma or Tahm Kench. Or if there was going to be a blind, maybe it's a Gangplank for Concept. I haven't loved Concept's Gangplank, but it's still really strong on this patch and would fare pretty well into what Dignitas is showing.
Ooh, it's actually a set pickup, and I feel like this could flex as well. I mean, we've seen support set before, but you know, I think there's a lot of options there, and it is an engaging champion either way, as well as being a big old tank. So that's a fun one for Chime. I was wondering if we'd get on the Enchanters again, if we see another like Bard lock in, but nope.
Might be Camille for Tony Top. I really like Camille. Again, more lockdown, more ways to try and get on top of this Corki, get on top of this Ezreal, and make sure they can't just jump, kite out a fight, and really poke you to death. So Dignitas, it is threat overload on their side. They have so many people that can go in and support others going in. I did tease the LeBlanc being the most likely answer into the Corki. That will be the call for Insanity. I fully expect this set to go bot lane now, so we'll just have to see what Concept's going to play into that Camille. We have seen him try and play this Jax already this split. Or I should say not the split, but it is something that he's been playing a lot in Champs Queue, I know. And then Urgot is, of course, Comfort. So we'll see if Concept ends up going for Comfort or ends up going for the traditional counter.
Or ends up making a last-second flex up onto the Mordekaiser as well. I really like this. This is something we've also seen up in the LCS. I believe Whippo picked that one last week. So this is going to be a lot of fun from Golden Guardians Academy with the set bot, the Mord top. Cubby, how you like this draft from Golden Guardians Academy compared to Game 1?
I like the scaling options. I don't love the Mordekaiser because if you're Golden Guardians, you really don't have any engage or any way to pull the trigger. What I do like about Mordekaiser is that you can, it's really good peel. If you pull one person into the Death Realm, you can turn Nautilus into an absolutely useless champion. You can, take Wukong Camille and brawl it out in there and protect your backline. But unless Chime gets like insane flanks, it doesn't feel like Golden Guardians have any way to really force the tempo. It's just going to be them landing as much poke as they can and hoping that Dignitas get too low to fight them. And so I think that, having some form of engage really helps in the later stages. And we'll see if Chime can really fulfill that gap with Acadian, because it's not going to be easy having your main engage be Set or Viego. That's really, really tough to navigate. So we'll see if the two of the more experienced members of Golden Guardians can be up to the challenge.
We will see if they can fire back for a win here in this best of two. We're heading on to the Rift right now for Golden Guardians Academy and Dignitas.
Look how clean that is, Pyro.
Yeah, I do love
Hitting
it.
the Rift.
It's smooth as butter.
Nice transition.
Thank you very much. Golden Guardians Academy, they would love to get a win here, and I know you talked about how they're going to have struggles with engage, but here's the thing, Cubby. Dignitas, they will come to them.
That is,
Look at that
is true, yeah.
You got a Camille, you got a Wukong, you got a LeBlanc, you've got a Nautilus, and you've got a Kai'Sa. Everybody on that team goes into your back line. So I don't think they're too worried about engage. I feel like it's a counter-engage matchup.
Yep, that is definitely something that Golden Guardians can somewhat benefit from. It's just that if Dignitas are smart, they can isolate people one by one, and that's going to be really tough for Golden Guardians to deal with. The only tool they really, Set can RKO someone out, or, you know, can kind of stop engages. Mordekaiser, yeah, you can death rom someone out. But I think if Dignitas play this intelligently, it could be tough for Golden Guardians. And again, the saving grace for them will be that poke, will be that late game power that they will have with their champions. And we'll see if Dignitas allows for them to get to that same stage that they were allowed to get to last game when Golden Guardians couldn't snowball that one through.
Yeah, it was about 26 minutes. Well, it was about 20, 23, 24 minutes, and then the game just kind of cracked open. But you're right. I do think we've turntabled this game just a little bit from game number 1, but we will be getting underway without too many shenanigans. Dignitas did actually spot out the start for Acadian up by red, so that does mean they have a little bit of information to work with. And I'm curious to see if XU does something with that, because we have occasionally seen junglers go for the vertical and hope for the 3 buff if they're lucky.
And XU is someone that, again, we're really excited about XU as a player, but XU himself has said that he hasn't gotten off to the best start for this split, and frankly, I'd have to agree. And I would say the best performances that we have seen out of XU, it has been that Lee Sin, that he has now picked up 2 wins on in both games, and then the Kindred as well. So I think this could be a really good chance for XU on the Wukong to show, I mean, it is a champion that's really strong in this patch, but again, a champ that he is not, I mean, no jungler was necessarily known for, but XU, I think, historically has had trouble playing some of the non-gankers. Wukong is a champ that I would like to see if XU can show some proficiency on. And we can always count on XU to go for early plays. He's gotten around this ward, and GG's bot lane is doomed. This is tough.
Oh my goodness, they were so pushed, and Array had absolutely no idea, falling down for first blood there. XU claims it. You know how, like, sometimes we caster curse things, Cubby? We talk about we want to see something, and then the opposite happens? You just caster blessed XU, I think.
Yeah, and look at that ward for the side of GG in the river. That's not high enough. You want to place that on the wall that's next to the dragon. That would prevent the path that XU just took. But because they dropped it low, XU, really intelligent play from him to make sure that he was able to get around. And yeah, he's going to delay his own clear, but man, did he just win his bot lane, the laning phase solo with how he was able to get around this ward pyro. That's really good pathing coming out from XU.
Let this be a warning to all bot lanes out there. There is such a thing as dropping it too low. You might give first blood if that happens. Ray gets bot by the 3 stack, and Chime has to watch.
Gotta be careful with the word placement. Yeah, it's a cool skin.
That's just, it is a very cool skin. It's also extra feels bad if you're the player that you know, has egg on your face in that time, because you zoom all the way in, and it's like it's the doom zoom, you know.
Yeah, I think they were Chime flashed away from the dredge line, and Array wasn't able to react. I think that, I mean, the big part about that play is just what a great setup from XU. That play is never available if XU's not able to get around that ward. Really good communication from JJ too, who oh boy. Goodbye.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Shoes is caught as well. The Ignite for good measure. And now Insanity starting to stack it up. GG are going to need to make some plays here. Already down in the hole. About 1,000 gold. Tony Top playing pretty safe up towards that top side and respecting concept and the potential Acadian roam. Here comes Chime. They're really trying to start accelerating things here. I think the game is shifted towards top side for GGA.
And they just need something. They've already lost their other 2 lanes, so Chime has the Ezreal. We'll see if they can make this happen. Big wave.
Yeah, fully telegraphed. That is a really good flash there, and the adaptive defense is keeping him safe. Chime takes a couple of turret shots. Now he's actually maybe going to get the outplay there. No, the facebreaker. Finally, they take him down, but man, a lot of time invested to do it.
And that time, it bought Tony a couple extra creeps he was able to pick up, but at least for the side of Golden Guardians, they get something on this map, and they have one lane that they can now play towards. So this last pick, Mordekaiser, was able to get a little bit ahead, has that Leeching Leer in the inventory. So we'll see if Concept can make good use out of his counter pick. Again, leaning into his unique champ pool. Is Mordekaiser something he's known for? No, but playing this into Camille, we'll see if he can make sure that they get the most use out of this counter pick, because the rest of the map is in a really tough scenario already, and it's not getting better.
Yeah, Concept going to be feeling at least a little bit good about everything that's happened too, with a little bit of help. Hasn't even need to burn any summoners. Chime did not expect 3 Dignitas players in this jungle, but he does have backup. Array is here, so is Acadian. Choose on a roam. Maybe didn't get the counterplay here. Chime taking a lot of damage, but there is that shielding from a set. Very, very deceptive.
Ooh.
As they take the blast cone back, not forward. Doesn't matter. They still get a kill onto JJ, and looking for more. Choose does step through. I think he might have been baiting them all out. XU's clone gets caught, so they're not too worried about that.
Dignitas overreaching a little bit. Yeah. XU, I mean, he got the camp. They could have walked out, but instead, really good stuff from Chime. Able to step up and utilize some of the early power of Set in the Nautilus. Set has a lot more stats than Nautilus. I think
He does.
even though he was down a level there compared to where the Naut was, I think we kind of saw that come to fruition early.
This is one of the things I like about Set support is he's even if he's not going to get the same like item spikes and advantages as you would see like at the top side where he's just like a giant like stat stick, just very meaty. He can still be very deceptive. Big shields on. He has good engage potential. It's a little shorter range, right, with the showstopper, but and the face breaker, but he can do a lot. And I love to see champions like that down bottom to try and match something like a Nautilus.
And with Acadian basing after that crab, after that play, XU, the aggression does not slow down. He has top lane prio with Tony top. He was just crashing that wave. Boom. Go use it to take away the red buff of Acadian. Good stuff coming out from XU as that invade, they might have stuck around a little bit too long, gotten picked off on their exit, but the second invade on the red buff side, very successful. He's able to pick up that buff.
For sure. So everything kind of equalizes here, and if you're playing the scaling game like Golden Guardians Academy in this game too, you're feeling a lot better about your chances. You started to get kills on some of the more impactful members. Concept is keeping Tony top pushed in, has a level lead. You take a look at the gold difference. That's a cool 600 in the bank for that Mordekaiser.
Of course, Mord having some gold's nice. I think the big thing is that Array was actually able to pick up a kill and kind of has saved himself in this laning phase from really being put behind from, again, that fantastic look from XU after he 3-camped to go bot. So I think the fact that that matchup's gotten more in line is the best news for Golden Guardians. And yeah, as you properly pointed out, if things are even as we get deeper into this game, that is only good news for the side of GG. I think that it's not doomed for Dig, like they have scaling elements, but you don't want to face Corky Ezreal as oh boy.
Yeah, 3v3 down bottom. You see Chime, though, once again getting those shields on with the Haymaker. Now it's going to be a second wind effort. I don't think GG were prepared for this down bottom side, and it's going to be the double kill for Spawn. Array, last man standing down here, does manage to get one back at least. But still, advantages for Dig as they continue to keep their focus that way. Both mid laners even went for a roam before it was all over.
And XU staying alive that early, I think the proactive flash to make sure that he landed the 3-man knockup with the second cast, the ultimate, I think that's what prevented Acadian from getting anything back, getting any of the Viego resets, as that was the big key. Viego fell before he was able to get a reset. GG, that takes away their chance to win the fight, and Spawn now looking real good in this Kai'Sa. He is very far ahead. Take a second look.
Yeah, this is going to be the start of the fight once again. Spawn just immediately heads into the brush, and yeah, XU is what you're talking about. He starts off, moves in, goes in for the second cast, and man, I feel like GG didn't expect that one. They were like, oh, we got him. Wait, he's still alive?
I really like the call, and also the target selection there, fantastic. Just going one target to another. And also JJ, that second dredge line connecting out Acadian again, that really helped deny the reset. And if that reset comes in, that fight could have went differently. So good stuff from the bot lane of Dignitas. Again, working with XU to find leads, to play aggressively with this Kai'Sa, the counter pick they have in the bot lane. Really good stuff.
I think that's what we wanted to see out of XU, right? Like, I think we talked at the top of the day about how he's definitely had a little bit of struggles on this squad. That's a really, really good play. The second win, the positioning. I think Dignitas Academy and some of these skirmishes have really shown off their strength in these chaotic moments that they're creating. So gold game still pretty even on the board. There's a dragon, of course, as well as some farm making up the differential. So Golden Guardians Academy certainly feeling fairly good on the bottom side. Of course, had to keep in mind that Dignitas were the ones that secured that Herald.
I also like, I mean, for XU, like, I know that he said it's been a tough start to his own split, but I think the manner in which he's been doing it, it's just been him taking too many not great plays. And I really like seeing him in this game because it feels like every play that he's taken has been with the team. And even though like that invade in the bot side didn't work out and it was turned on, it was still a good idea. And he still could have gotten the camp. It's just he didn't have to take the fight. And so I really like our Academy players, again, being proactive, trying to make plays on the map. Because if we look at the Academy players that are doing well in LCS, look at Doko. That was Doko last split. He was always going for plays in the top side, always trying to push the limits of his matchup. And I think he's a top 5 top laner in the LCS. So I really hope we get more Academy players really adapting into that mentality, trying to make plays even if it's not great. And I think that for XU, we know that he's someone that's going to step up later in the split because he is the playmaker on this team. It's been good to see him do that so far in this game.
Yeah, you can't be afraid to make the plays, and
yeah.
sometimes it is a coin flip, but that's okay. As long as you trust your mechanics, you are able to come out on top a number of times. And in a league like the LCS, they can get you a lot of the ways. I agree with you on that point about Dokle. I think Phillips also had a pretty good start, too. You know, we are seeing a lot of our talent here shine on the LCS stage, coming right back up there. Speaking of top lane, though, Concept, yeah.
Okay, not getting blasted in the lane's been good. That's, you know, I was a little bit worried about that. Phil's been holding his own.
I remember we were talking about it. We were talking about it. We had our little like chat beforehand, and we were watching the games. It's like, oh, is Philip doing well? Speaking of doing well, I think Concept's feeling pretty happy about that. It's a Hextech ultimatum, but I think Tony Top doesn't want it. Concept is so darn tanky right now, but everyone on Dig is going for the play on Choose. Immediately Valk's over, pop the Rift Herald, so he's going to just be able to push that one away after the charge. I think they were really hoping for the surprise factor, but Choose is way too fast on the fingers.
Really good to see Concept playing well in this matchup. Again, I think Concept's had a tough start to the split as well. Week 1, they were really putting Concept on a champion pool that we didn't see out of him in spring. I think that hurt him a bit. I think getting into a matchup where he gets to lean into his unique champion pool, gets to play comfortably, it's been really good to see. So, good to see Concept stepping up a little bit as we see Array doing real nice things here on the Ezreal, utilizing that range and the Arcane Shift to make sure Kai'Sa's staying nice and low, and Dignitas can never all in that bot lane on equal footing, because that is how they can win out against the Ezreal.
Absolutely. Tony Top interrupting Concept's back away. I think he's going to be all right to keep going. Sure, I'll eat myself another wave. That's fine. Golden Guardians Academy moving into Dignitas jungle. Acadian even taking away the red right in front of XU. How bold of him.
And honestly, at this point of the game, and we're getting to the point where plates are about to fall, Golden Guardians, despite that bot lane lead for Dig, it's been another game where it's even on the scoreboard. Golden Guardians picked up the first dragon. They're a comp that scales really hard. Concept is destroying the side lane. As that was the one lane that GG got ahead. We were asking for Concept to step up. He's really been doing that. Now Acadian.
Yeah, okay, gonna use his Heartbreaker to back away. Choose is here as well. They get the reset off that, but a critical usage of the ultimate right now. As the dragon still about a minute away, so there's nothing really to fight over. It's just about trying to find those openings. Array, you would think he'd be caught, but no, he's an Ezreal.
I like to see Array playing, posturing aggressively, trying to take advantage of all the range that he has available to him. As with this second dragon spawning, I think it's important that Dig picks this up. As, again, things do not get better for the side of Dig. They do have scaling options. Camille lockdown. They have a lot of opportunities to one-shot someone. Kai'Sa will have a ton of damage in the later stages of the game as well. But it's really tough to deal with Corki and Ezreal poke. And the slower that Golden Guardians plays out the game, the more poke they connect, the harder things get for Dignitas. They are still looking for plays. That will be a blue buff, but we'll see if XU can get out for free again.
Yeah, he should be able to. Pops his clone. You see they're bringing everybody down to set up for this dragon right now. Concept actually walks in here as he doesn't have a teleport. Corki package is up and available. And I think Dignitas do not want to sniff this out. Not feeling too confident, Cubby, and it goes over.
It's so tough to play into Corki package. And I mean, Choose just going back to base and flashing that is enough to dissuade Dignitas from even thinking about trying to compete for that objective. So, again, I think this Corki, we are at the stage of the game where is this as far ahead as the Sanity was in the last game? No. But is Choose in great position this game to really scale up and be that menace at the 2-item spike once you wrap up that Ludens? Absolutely. And once it gets there, we saw the power of Corki in the last game. So I'm curious if Dig tries to go for any more plays, if they can maybe get to bot lane again. We can see right now they're actually rotating their bot lane up. So maybe they're looking to shut down Mordekaiser, but it's so tough to gank Mordekaiser with the Death Realm anyway. I feel like Dig doesn't really have a place to play on the map right now.
Yeah, I think they're starting to feel a little bit of pressure mounting at the moment, because looking at the way that they can win these games, they're starting to run a little short on options. I know we're talking a little bit early here. I don't want to get all doom and gloom with it, but they've had a couple of mythic spikes, so maybe this is the opportunity. Choose does eat a little damage from Insanity, but really good map movements from Golden Guardians right now. They're just not giving too many openers. Choose, there's the Electrocution proc. Acadian's here as well, though, so, you know, you're not letting a lot of all-ins happen, and I think that's critical. You've left it in a 1v1 down bottom side as well, which means the Ezreal can keep pushing, and Insanity just keeps looking for those picks, but he's not fighting too much. Tony Top keeps getting just brutalized here by Concept, and now the turret falls down bottom. That's first brick for GGA.
And trying to play through Insanity mid, props to Choose. He stayed really safe. He hasn't fallen vulnerable to a lot of the Nautilus hovers. And it's going to force Dignitas now to look at Mordekaiser, but he can Death Realm someone out and buy a lot of time.
He can. They're going to try to juggle here. Tony Top's a little bit low. Look at how much
JJ.
damage he does. JJ is going to be going down by the time with the stasis, but yoinks him in. They're trying to interrupt. He still gets the pop on, and it's a 1-for-1 in a 1v3.
And look at Spawn now. Bot Acadian trying to make a play onto Spawn as, oh boy, Ray. Ray's dead.
Oh, Ray is not quite, actually.
Hold on.
Array just living long enough. I think Insanity, was looking for a little bit more there, but it was Choose turning his way in. I was about to say, yeah, I thought Array was going down, but the heal at the last second saves him.
And also look at Spawn real quick on the left side of your screen. No flash, no cleanse, no ult. So that play from Acadian, it didn't end up connecting, but they got everything out of Spawn before the next dragon as Golden Guardians at the almost 18-minute mark. It's an even game. And we talk so much about the scaling of GG's comp, the ability they have to poke out the competition. And now when you also like throw that all on top of the fact that Concept is a menace, I don't think the fact they have no engage is going to matter that much, because they can just utilize the poke. They can make sure that Dignitas, they can never jump on them cleanly, and they can never go down, as long as they are able to keep them low. So GG's in really good shape this game.
Yeah, here was that play down bottom, by the way, which was happening while everything else was going on up top. So Acadian goes in, gets that cleanse, gets that flash, and Spawn's forced to back away. No mana left to speak of. I mean, really nice play, even in the solo. Yeah, I think that is 100%, especially when you're trying to build a Drake stack here. It is a Ocean Rift this time around.
And good to see Golden Guardians just more so on the same page this game. It's something that both teams have been talking about a lot. GG, the fact that, you know, they have a coach sub. Oh boy. Hold on.
Oh boy, indeed. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute, because Dignitas Academy weren't expecting what Golden Guardians could do in that mid lane in the 3v3. They managed to get a lot of chunk damage down on JJ, who's forced to back out here, and now Insanity coming up for some relief. But GGA gonna just start knocking down towers left and right. Concept finishes the job up top solo.
That's big. 2k gold lead. Not bad for Concept. I think the attempt mid was because Spawn had no ult, no sums, but once Wukong showed, that deterred Golden Guardians from committing further. Well, what I was returning to with, you know, some of the shot calling, it's been big for GG, like having subs just trying to figure out with this new roster, but also for Dignitas. One of the reasons that Insanity was brought in, to help XU develop, to help this team make better calls across the map. JJ really was that big leader in spring. From talking with JJ, you know, he said it's helped relieve a weight off his shoulders, and having Insanity to help them make those calls as a team with XU's help too. It's helped to give Dig more direction. And if Dig would have any chance in this game, they're going to need some of that direction, as it's an even game, but we feel like their comp gets outscaled. They do have a lot of tools to try and execute a single member of Golden Guardians. If they do that, maybe things get better for them. And they're going to have to do it soon, as we have another dragon, and Choose has another quirky package ready to fight this one. TP comes in, and Dignitas have to run for the hills.
Yeah, you don't want to fight that one right now. Choose even spending that teleport to ensure it. So there's still a little bit of time to try and fight out to deny a soul, maybe, and you know, you're going to have several minutes after this. However, they try to get an opener. You're talking about picks. It looked like they were aiming for Chime. Not a priority target, but still, Insanity waiting in the wings here will find Concept. The issue with all this pick potential is you're doing this on the durability patch. It's a little harder than it used to be.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
And you can't pick Concept, as he has the Death Realm and also has now 2 items completed, including that Demonic Embrace. So Mordekaiser, anyone that jumps into Mordekaiser is going to be very happy about in this game. He is really far ahead.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big boy.
Very, 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 very big at this point. You're in a little bit of trouble trying to deal with that Mord. Got himself a second item buy going through already, so it feels like Tony Top, he might want to look elsewhere because you're not going to be able to match that pressure, right? He can just run in whatever lane he wants to. I mean, what do you do, though, right? Because Insanity's not going to be able to pick him off solo, at least not yet.
I think the plan is that you have to send LeBlanc plus Camille into whatever side lane Corky's in and try and chase him down. And we can see Insanity at least trying to match Corky in the side lane. But even with the Hex Drinker, it's so difficult to take down this Corky. And they aren't going to be able to do it without Camille. But hey, so far, this is Concept's best game of the split. We definitely have to sing the praises for Concept. He's really struggled at the start of the season. Again, playing a different champion pool, trying to adopt a few more meta picks, I think, at the start of the season. It's been something that's been hurting him, at least on the scoreboard. And oh boy, mid. JJ.
Oh dear.
Get
JJ taking a lot of damage. However, Acadian going to get low and taken down by Spawn. Much needed gold for him. Let's see if Concept can get a bit back, though. Is that Mordekaiser's perfectly happy to just sit 1v4 while the rest of his team trying to take pot shots from the back line. And man, that Obliterate is starting to sting. Array will get the kill credit. Here comes the Corky, and Concept just tanking through it and buys plenty of time for them to make the trade well worthwhile as Dignitas just stay a little too long for that one.
Concept's way too big this game. And again, this top winner on the new team, GGA, was INTA last split. I know coming into this week...
6-6 on the scoreboard right now, but it is Golden Guardians Academy that have the scaling factor, that have the Drake stack here, and they've just had these fights in spades. They've had the numbers. So let's go ahead and take a look at how that mid fight unfolded.
Look at Array.
Start.
Yeah, look at how...
Acadian gets a little isolated. He uses his Heartbreaker defensively. JJ doesn't go down. You think this is going good. But then the teleport comes in, and all of a sudden, Concept is a full-on game changer here. We were talking about how he's had a great game. Now he can start to translate it elsewhere on the Rift. It's no longer just in the top side. It is everywhere. And as soon as Choose comes in, yeah, it picks up extra kills now. Yeah. Ray's got a few more. The action doesn't stop, apparently. But Chime is not going to get deleted just yet.
And I
relatively safe.
I feel like for the side of Golden Guardians, all you have to do is just keep on poking.
On bot side, they got Shoes in the mid. There's a nice deletion onto Chime, so finally Insanity gets something for his trouble, and it's actually going to be a barren start here for Dignitas. This feels like a little bit of desperation, but I think they should be able to get it. It's a really good positioning setup right now for Dignitas, as Acadian can't really get anywhere near it, and this is a turnaround for Dignitas Academy. Will they be able to get more off the back? They almost find Acadian, but he's able to heartbreak his way to freedom once again. So a quick bit of guerrilla warfare does nab Dignitas that Baron, and it denies it critically from GGA. However, the bit of timing means that this last outer turret is, in fact, going to fall.
And for the side of Dig, that's huge. I mean, they needed to...
Baron with us as we try to get Cubby back on the line. But in the meantime, GGA are going to be able to just start to take control of this map even more. They are actually in a gold deficit. That Baron, that's going to be pretty critical for Dignitas Academy. Let's see what they can actually get done with it. The issue is they don't want to get into these fights. Scubby was talking about it, that Tony Top and Insanity will be able to at least get into the side lane to try and cut him off. The question is, if there's more GGA members, what's going to happen?
All right, Pyra. You got me now?
All right, Insanity getting chased down.
No! Oh, no! Well, we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see if Dig can push forward. As JJ, they're trying to do something here with the depth charge, trying to get Acadian Shoes. Actually gonna get isolated and caught. All this late game damage from Dig. The Kaisa is pumping, really tough to deal with on the side of GG. They're not sticking to their comp. They're not poking out the members of Dignitas, and Dignitas, I think they're in better shape now, as moving forward, Spawn's gotten really fed. It's really tough to deal with. If GG are not able to continue to poke Dig, they can just keep on finding these hard engages, keep on pushing forward, and keep on relying on all the DPS that Kaisa can pump out. Thanks for sticking with us, ladies and gentlemen, as me and Pyra, I guess a little bit of a dis-synergy so far with who's coming through on Discord, who is not. Hopefully it wasn't too distracting here for the viewers, as I know it's kind of dropped a little bit of the energy for what is actually a very energetic and exciting game. As Dignitas, again, trying to come back in this one as Insanity. That's not going to connect. Array, he's got a flash. Chime does catch the W from Spawn, so Array ends up living, but that will be a reset now for Golden Guardians. This Insanity will not get found by the True Shot Barrage. And we will see if Golden Guardians, again, can continue to return to this identity of poking out the members of Dig. It feels like the lack of engage for GG might have been one of the reasons that Dignitas has been able to try and turn this game back around in their favor.
I think. Thank you for
Pyra.
Thank you for taking. Yeah, thanks for giving me. I thought I was having to cover you. You were having to cover me, man.
You know what? Teamwork. Teamwork.
Yeah,
but
it does make the dream work.
Yeah, so we had to ham and egg it a little bit with who was on, who was off, but we're both back on, and Dig, they're bouncing back in this one, Pyra.
Oh, they certainly are. And they need it, right? They needed the time. They needed to actually stymie what GGA were doing. I think that Baron was clutch, right?
Yes.
It did give them the opportunity to open. They cut the Drake stack down now. And even though they don't have the scaling on their side, scaling isn't everything, right, Cubby?
Also, I mean, the way that they do scale, it's through the poke. And they're not sticking to their poke identity. Like, I think that a couple of the engages that Dignitas have found has been disjointed in their favor. Is now GG. They're looking.
Yeah, it's going to be the engage from Chime trying to force the issue. You were talking about how they wanted to poke. Well, they do have a little bit of engage tools, but is it enough? It's insanity.
Oh, he didn't get him.
The first kill. XU manages to grab Acadian, and they just can't close the deal. It's exactly what you were talking about. They're not playing to the identity. They're not playing to the win con. Feeling the burn, feeling the pain. GGA going to lose out on this tower.
And clutch shield there on the Nautilus for JJ as Acadian. He flashed in to try and get that reset. If he is able to reset, I think that changes the landscape of the fight. But again, Dignitas sticking together as a team, doing a really good job of denying Acadian from getting those resets, getting into the fight and trying to snowball things from there.
Yeah, this is massive. I think one of the things that Dignitas Academy have done incredibly well this game is just neutralizing Acadian's presence. His Viego has had to heartbreak defensively almost every single time, I want to say.
Yeah.
He's got one kill in this game, and he's just been so denied. And compare that to what XU's been able to do. We saw it down bot early on in this game. He's had a lot of really impressive Cyclone plays. He's been able to bait the team. And now the kills are starting to fall to the carries. You've got Kaisa, you've got the LeBlanc also both picking up kills. And we're on a 3-item spike for the Kaisa, not to mention the QSS in the pocket. And this is starting to look like a bit of a horror show here. Array going to get found by Spawn and Insanity. I was just talking about him, but now they're playing the kill game. Flash forward for that finisher. Meanwhile, a fight on two fronts. As Concepts getting caught, they're going to be pinched here. Insanity going a little low. It's GGA looking for some revenge.
That's a reset.
And they will get the shutdown. That's pretty massive right now, as Acadian is going to pick up Insanity. Gold left and right. Choose gets JJ. That is massive, Cubby. 3 kills to answer for the 80 carry down bot.
And I like the idea to attack Array to try and find the picks, but they go too deep. And Acadian was able to turn that one around with his team. Once you get a reset on this Viego, and once that poke connects, we saw how low Insanity got after he ate the Corky Rockets, after he ate the damage from making sure Array died in the side lane. It can get tough, but Spawn, he's still the big damage dealer in Concept. Oh boy, he's dead.
Yeah.
Look out for Acadian.
So,
they're collapsing.
Spawn's doing really well. Let's see if they answer back again. Acadian and Chime going to try to
that's a TP.
Teleport play as well. This is going to be the 3v2. True Shot Barrage not going to connect, although it may not even be needed here. That's going to be the shutdown. They do manage to keep Choose alive, but Spawn is starting to hurt, and he is going to be even bigger. After he comes back off cooldown, he nearly got that kill.
I like this reset from Golden Guardians because they still need to compete for that Ocean Soul. 40 seconds away from picking that up for themselves. That would be so much help in winning the war of attrition, utilizing their poke, trying to survive some of the poke that Dignitas can answer with, especially with Insanity's the Blanc. And a big key, Corky package, Choose, just picked it up from base. We'll have to see if Golden Guardians can play around this to make sure they secure this Ocean Soul for themselves. But actually,
oh my goodness,
they're trying to burn for the Baron, but it's spotted.
Yeah, this is going to be a control ward on that one, so this is happening in full vision, but the position right now for Dignitas is not
Spawn's
there.
Not
They're
here.
even going to burn their teleport.
Great
It's
call.
already down to half health. I think they've got this one. It's
a great
the
call.
Same thing that happened on the opposite side.
Again, Spawn's not here. Spawn is the huge damage dealer for the side of Golden Guardians. So GG, they say, hey, we're not going to fight for the soul. Spawn will be up in time for that fight. Instead, we're just going to take the Baron. We will give this away as the True Shot Barrage falls just short, but
nearly got that on the True Shot.
Yeah, I like this call from GG. Again, you have Ezreal Corky. If you have Baron buff, yes, you do drop the Ocean Soul, but you can pick that up later. And it is so oppressive now for Dignitas to deal with this Baron buff, as there is so much range, so much poke on the side of Golden Guardians, and Dignitas have to approach the wave to clear it. So they're going to drop at least one inhibitor turret here for sure. As you can see, Golden Guardians cleaning up all the inner turrets of Dignitas with this Baron currently.
Yeah, just got to keep him stiff-armed right now. Great use of the package as well. Choose used to try and cut the legs off the wave that was pushing in the mid there and look to chase down on Insanity, who does get away, but they don't have to commit to the kills. We keep going back to it. They have the scaling on their side as long as they play to the win condition. They play to the fact that they have the poke. And yeah, I think we're closing in on 2 lanes here.
Just taking Sanity to half health. Go from there. As you can see, Array, Choose doing a nice job, starting to connect with some more of these rockets. We'll have to be careful. Getting engaged Spawn, you do not want that to happen. That's the one way that Dig can get back in, is if Spawn gets on top of you, because Spawn is really fed. Level 16 on Kai'Sa, working towards an Infinity Edge, already at 3 items, and Kai'Sa, late game, if you do not deal with Kai'Sa, and it is a team fight, she pumps out the damage. It's very important that poke connects from Golden Guardians onto the Kai'Sa, so Spawn has to be careful about when he picks his spots to go in.
Don't want him to have an opportunity to go in, but XU is going to do exactly that on a great Cyclone, but the follow-through isn't going to be there. Here comes Spawn to the back line. Keep your eye on that one as Array does not fall just yet. Will finally go down, but not before Choose and Chime close it down. 1 for 1, excuse me, 1 for 2 as Acadian already dropped in that one, so the follow-through still here, but that Mordekaiser is massive concept on level 17 to JJ's 12 right now in a 1v4. He dies, but it's still worth 2 for 3. Dignitas do come up ahead, and they save their tower. But what a hard-fought battle that was.
Yeah, concept, making sure the concept of Death Realm stays true, right? Making sure, you know, someone goes down in there. JJ, Nautilus, not allowed to live, but hey, props to Dig. Again, they took the Baron away from Golden Guardians. This Goldie keeps on bouncing back and forth. We have a crazy game here, Pyra, as the engage from XU is sound.
XU has just absolutely stepped it up. Starting this one off once again, here's XU. He goes in, gets into that back line, uses his flash, and he buys so much time here. This is the moment Spawn comes in. That was like a full 5 seconds after.
But again, the teamwork to pick the spot for Spawn to take out one of the squishies. That's big, and if Dignitas can keep on finding sound engages like that, that is how they can win these fights, because the DPS from Spawn, Golden Guardians cannot compete with the DPS. They can only compete with it if they get it low and they start fights on their advantage with the poke. So, again, I think any scenario where Dignitas are engaging at even health bars, they have to take it, whereas Golden Guardians, they need to continue to slow this game down. That's when we favor the scaling, when they can decide when the fights happen and make sure that when the fights happen, the members of Dignitas are very low. So far, Dig's been doing a nice job, though, of defending against that, finding fights on their terms, and it's been really big.
I can't believe this game is 33 and a half minutes. It's bang even on gold, like within like 300.
It's been a roller coaster.
Yeah, it really has been so up and down. And that Infinity Edge you were talking about is complete, by the way. So Spawn is fully online here.
Big.
4 items on the Kai'Sa, plus the QSS to be extra slippery. And now, no Dragon on the Rift just yet, still a minute and a half away, but trying to bait here. XU is going to be looking for another one of those openings with the Cyclone. No flash this time, so he needs to get a bit closer.
Just keep your eyes on Spawn. Spawn is so massive in this game, as if Spawn is allowed to get into the back line cleanly, he will clean up the team fights, and he does have all summoner spells available to him. Even has a QSS to deal with the Death Realm as well, as he's saving that one for something special. And we'll have to see. It looks like both teams are just going to be posturing over mid lane control as Tony Top doesn't connect with the hookshot flash.
Yeah. Concept looking for a flank here. There's the poke starting to come through, but as long as... Oh, Array already chunked a little bit in this one. They need a few more of those Ocean Dragons.
Yeah.
That's staying up.
That's
it's
big.
Spawning in about 35 seconds, Cubby. Positioning here better for Dignitas.
It is, but health bar is starting to get low. Look at Insanity. Look at JJ. They're sitting at 2/3. This is exactly what Golden Guardians wants. They're topped off. As Spawn will get a clever little poke down on the concept using some Fog of War. As Golden Guardians, Choose does have package, so he is going to base and TP back. This is where things are going to get interesting. Love concept stopping that W from Kai'Sa. Now we will see what Choose does with the package. It should spawn now. Okay, he's got it. He's got it. I think Dragon's dead. They're too late.
Unfortunately, the timing just wasn't there. Yeah, now look at Insanity on the back. Just find Array. Choose is going to find Insanity, though, and he's already kind of got his Distort Stop. Going to try to two-step, but he chooses wrong, but maybe he'll choose correct this time. He's got a special delivery for you, Insanity. Same day.
Ocean Soul denied. Insanity down. It's a 4v5. Dignitas have to somehow hold strong. Again, through all the poke the Golden Guardians are throwing at them. This is at least going to be an inhibitor going down. Do Golden Guardians try to finish? As Insanity, that's 35 seconds on that death timer.
I think they might try at this point. At the very least, they're going to be able to set up for quite a lot. And if they don't here, they can turn back and burn on the Baron. But here is the cluster, the turtle. They're going to try to hold the line here at the moment as they go in. Look for the push back to 9. JJ cannot close the gap. Here comes the Cyclone, but keep your eye on Array in the back. He's staying safe. So is Choose. They just have too much poke in this
Hold on, Spawn.
Shine will finally fall, and a couple of stasises go through, but it doesn't
matter.
They have the double kill for Tony Top. They take Acadian out of this one, and they're battered and bruised. GGA, so they can't finish this now. Look at the teleport coming in.
Oh no!
Off the cooldown.
TP's coming in. Spawn still has ult and flash. He did so much damage in that fight. GG are going to drop more members. Just watch Spawn. Watch when he goes in. When he picks his spot, that killer instinct must be sound.
Trying to sandwich Tony Top on this one. Trying to sandwich the rest of the GGA members. They are going to be able to get back into the base, but now things have turned with everybody back up. Dignitas can look for the Baron.
Wow, Dig, hold strong. The stopwatch is so big. Acadian was not allowed to get a reset. And again, XU just ulting the front line, making sure that Spawn could DPS. He was under 2 turrets. Golden Guardians don't really have any way to get on top of Spawn. And he's been pumping out so much damage in this game, Pyra, as he is single-handedly making sure that Dig can match the team fights, can match the DPS. He is not getting poked out. He is dealing all the damage. And as long as he is alive, GG cannot win a straight-up 5v5.
Absolutely. I think without Insanity, the fact that they were holding that 4 so well and the incredible juggling of what they were able to do there with the stopwatches denying the resets. I mean, again, they have just had Acadian's number this game. I think being able to play around the Viego has meant so much to them. Obviously, Choose and Array are still pumping out the damage, and they are becoming a massive threat, and they're hard to catch. But Spawn's kind of doing enough for both.
I mean, we pitched both these marksmen as the late game team fight, you know, really good positioning. And God, are we seeing that from Spawn in this game, as Spawn's been really, really good. 5-2-7, the one death. He was caught in a side after he won a team fight. The other one, he traded out, made sure that this game got elongated, made sure he was able to pick up his Infinity Edge now, making sure that his team could maybe sniff out this Ocean Soul, as both teams on Soul Point. This next Dragon fight is going to be critical for each. And you can already see how much priority both of these teams are putting over taking control over the bot side River Pyra.
When it's Soul Point for both teams, you know we are in the late game. This is extra hours right now. GGA looking for an angle to find the poke. Yeah, for sure. And that's the engage from XU. They find Concept, and man, remember when Mordekaiser was tanky? Oh boy, here's the counter engage. Tony Top gonna try and lock down Shime. They just cut through 1, looking to cut through 2. Goes for that showstopper, but I think it's their show that might be stopped.
There's Spawn.
Top bringing them in. Spawn into the back line, making it a Cathian rain as Array will fall. And they take down a nice and easy 3. Only Choose and Chime here to try and hold. Well, never mind. Only Choose, or Chime, I should say. And I think that might be the other way around. Look at the timers on the resets. I think we're looking at a 2-0.
Dignitas have done it. They held strong. This poke comp from GG, they didn't really have a way to engage. They didn't have a way to start fights on their terms. Chime did his best on the set, but man, it was not enough. Spawn, XU were fantastic in this one, and Dignitas take the 2-0.
Man, that was an absolute banger, but at the end, it was good to just knew exactly what they needed to do to find those engages, and Spawn was always in the back line. Tony Top was always setting them up. Insanity was doing well. What a series from Dig.
And this is the Dig I was really hoping to see. I think that this is a pretty good team. Insanity has been playing really well in the mid lane. I really feel like Spawn is someone that is competing to be the best marksman that we have in Academy. I thought that both him and Array played all right in that last game. Array was really nice in the earlier stages, but man, when Kaisa gets fed, if you do not have a way to deal with Kaisa in your backline, she will shred your carries. And that is exactly what Spawn was able to do, dodging out on all the poke, making sure that he was able to go in with a full health bar, and taking care of business back there. Really good stuff from Dig. They take that 2-0.
Yes, they do. Well earned. My goodness. So I mean, I don't want to shut out too much on Golden Guardians Academy. I think they had a really solid comp this time around game 2. It just wasn't enough. And I think you're right. They tried to play a little more engage a few times. They didn't put enough distance. I mean, it's hard to do against a LeBlanc, against a Camille, against a Kaisa, and they showed signs of life. But unfortunately, they couldn't come away with a win here. So maybe we need to see a bit more time for the Golden Guardians to start coming together. Either way, Dignitas get a very well earned win in this best of 2 today.
And again, for GG, we're looking at leader coming in. That's when we're going to really start to have true judgment on this team. Good signs for them. Concept won the lane really hard in this game. I think Array had a really sick play in game 1. Played all right in this one, but damn, Dignitas too good. And really good to see XU step up. I know that he was frustrated with his own performance to start off the split. He was dynamite in that game. Really good stuff.
Absolutely. So with that 2-0, we're going to go ahead and go on cooldown for just a minute. We'll be right back.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Verizon post-game interview. I'm sitting down with JJ support for Dignitas after your 2-0 win. Things have been a little shaky in terms of the win-loss ratio, but how are you feeling coming out of a nice clean sweep today?
Pretty good. I mean, it wasn't as clean of a sweep as I would have liked. The second game was definitely pretty sweaty, but overall happy that we ended up winning in the end at least.
So then, in terms of your own play so far this split, how are you feeling about it? Are you happy with it? Unhappy? Where's your mind?
The split has been a weird one because the meta shifted so drastically from last split, where I played 18 games of Nautilus for my team and just like was sending it every game, trying to make engages or making some engages. Whereas now I'm more on like, I mean, the meta is just more enchanters like Renata, Nami, Yumi, Lulu, etc. So I think it's been a bit of a transition for me and like practicing those matchups a lot more. And yeah, I'm happy with where I'm at right now. Still needs a little work on the enchanters, but it's a work in progress.
So then, what's your own personal feelings with all of the changes? How are you liking things?
I don't know. I guess I don't mind it too much because it's still like a relatively heavy bot lane meta, and I feel like if I am comfortable in my matchup, then I can win like any side of like the meta matchups.
Okay.
So it's not too bad as long as I'll stay on top of all of these small changes and like new bot lanes that keep coming up as well.
Yeah, well, another small change happening is Belveth is live next week. Do you have any hot takes about that?
I can't tell for the life of me. Like, I've only seen her maybe a handful of times, but she either looks like insanely OP or just absolutely useless. So like, I want to see her in pro play and see what she looks like because right now I really don't know.
Okay, either really good or really bad. One of the two, 50-50.
Yeah.
Enjoy that.
Well, she's a new champion, and new champions are always OP. So like, pretty good chance she's gonna be OP actually.
Okay. We're gonna move on, and we're gonna talk about upcoming match that you have tomorrow against Cloud9. How are you feeling about this? Excited to head into the match?
Cloud9 have their regular bot lane back, right? Or no? Do you know?
I have it written down, but that's not the notes I have in front of me. I wish I could tell you.
Okay, well, they haven't looked as good as their... Okay. So, it should be a fun match then. I feel like King has always been a pretty good player to play against, especially in Academy. He usually does well, and Destiny played in LCS for a year or so, or more than a year. So, I feel like should be fun in the bot lane.
Okay. And then, what do you think is the best chance for Dignitas to be taking down Cloud9 tomorrow? Is it just a bot lane difference? Is there another path of victory? No spoilers. We won't disclose any secrets. But where are you looking at to take this game?
I have no idea. Usually our coach does like a little PowerPoint before the games and points out like who's the inter and like who's carrying. So I'll wait to see that and then I'll decide.
Okay. And then I have to ask, going into this split, I heard last split that you had a nickname Mama Bear going around. Is that something that's still stuck? Is that something you managed to get rid of?
Yeah, it's kind of not here as much anymore. It was much more prevalent last split since we had our rookies. But yeah, now I'm just back to being regular old JJ. No more Mama Bear.
Nice. Well, you don't have to have as much rookies looking up to you, but you also have other strong leadership voices on the team, like Insanity. How has that been?
It's been super helpful to have Insanity around. I mean, last split, I was literally the only person with more than a year experience on our team. That being, Spawn had a year of experience, and everyone else had no experience at the academy level. And so it was definitely pretty overwhelming trying to like figure out what everybody needs to work on, including and myself. You know, like working on what everyone needs to work on, and then working out what I need to work on and what we need to work on as a team. So it was a lot. I'm really glad he's here. It's definitely taken some of the weight off of my shoulders to, yeah, just help to move the team forward without having such a burden on myself.
Yeah. Good chance to focus on yourself, make sure you're not responsible for everyone else. It's good stuff. So real quick before I let you go, I've heard that there's plans in the future for a Peruvian restaurant that you're wanting to open. Do you have a name, Station? Do you know when? This is exciting to hear.
I don't know if I ever mentioned a Peruvian restaurant, but I do like Peruvian food. I think someone asked something similar-ish last split, and I said I wanted to open up like a fusion like cafe.
Oh,
With,
okay,
like-
that's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah. And I think at the time I said Juan World Cafe because my name is Juan, but I haven't gotten any updates on that. That's still, for now, my retirement plan.
It's a good plan. All right, thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me. Any shout outs before you go?
Nope, just my teammates and our coach Deos, my girlfriend Angie, and all of the sponsors, which are on my jersey somewhere. Yeah, here.
They're somewhere.
Stuff.
There they are. All right, thank you so much, JJ. Have a great rest of your evening as well.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. As for us, time to head back over to the desk